Fire away. Y'all got any questions or y'all good?
We got a few. I guess I get it started. Just thoughts on the scrimmage and takeaways from this scrimmage to the last one.
Yeah. This scrimmage was a little bit more controlled, I think. In our what we were trying to do throughout the scrimmage, we hit on every special team today. So we got all four core: kickoff return, punt return, ones and twos. So everybody got reps with that, and then we did field goal PAT as the scrimmage went along. We didn't necessarily hold anybody today, but we did put some guys in a jersey where they were not getting tackled. We had Braden Smith and Ford and Justin Marshall, Hassan Hall. So those are some of the names that we had in orange jerseys where they wouldn't get tackled. They still played. They still got thudded up and all that. I just didn't want to get brought to the ground. Obviously for obvious reasons, right? Josh Minkins actually got some time today. We put him in an orange jersey, so he was out there flying around doing some good stuff at safety. Defensive side, so he really got kind of cut loose a couple of days ago to get more reps, and so that's good to see him back in the mix now. We're 2 weeks before we start the season. Good to see. Cunningham got some reps today. We ended up running today, I think, right around 98 plays, so that was a kind of a difference. We ran 50 more plays last Saturday. But with the special teams, I think that cut down some of those reps. And, and some of the guys didn't get as many, like C.J. Avery, Monty Montgomery, they didn't get as many reps. I mean, some of those older guys, that we know are ready to go, and we didn't need to see them. So we wanted to see a little bit more of the 2 group, the 3 group, the 4 group, some of those guys down the line guys, get them a lot of reps and really coach off of that film, because we know those guys, ultimately are going to be able to get in there and play and help us.
Hey, Scott, Michael McCann, Cardinal Authority. You mentioned Hassan was in an orange jersey. On that note, what did you see out of the running backs group today? Anybody surprise you?
Yeah, I thought Hassan ran hard, even though, it's frustrating because there was times today he's like, Coach, I had a first down or I scored. When they don't get tackled, they think they can still run, which I get that, but he did some good things. Cooley, I thought, did some really good things. He's coming on strong. I mean, he'll be a contributor this year, no question about it for us. He's had a great camp. He's got a great combination of size and power. He's a 206, 208-pound back, but he can go. And his vision has been good. He can catch the ball in the backfield. He's protected well. So he's done a lot of great things, and so he'll play. I mean, he's going to be in a rotation. The good thing about our backs too, I love the camaraderie in our running back room. We got 5 or 6 guys, and they all can play, and they all have a unique ability. But yet at the same time, and they're competing, but at the same time, they're pulling for each other. And you see that on the sideline. I love that. Sometimes in that room, that's not the case, and but that is this year. These guys, again, I just love the attitude of that room.
Hey, Scott, Matt McGavick with Sports Illustrated. You said in the first scrimmage that the defense was probably a little bit ahead of the offense. Offense took, I think, the 104th play to score a touchdown. How did the offense look out there today in the second scrimmage?
Yeah, I thought they did much better today. The offense, the first drive, took it down and scored a touchdown. I think it was a 7 or 8 play drive on the first drive there to get that in there. And, then throughout the scrimmage, I thought he did some really good stuff. I thought Cunningham played well today. Decision-making was good. Got rid of the football, made some big plays. So I thought it was probably more of a well-balanced scrimmage when you look at it from that perspective, offense and defense. Although it's hard to really say. You could say, well, we didn't score 100 whatever plays, but I mean, when you're out there playing, we're just calling plays on offense. We're not trying to scheme the defense or anything. We're not looking at it in that regard. Sometimes we're calling plays because I want to see a certain player touch the ball, or I want to see how our tight end is going to do in this particular block. I mean, so some of that gets misconstrued, I think, when you look at that, even across the country. There's most coaches are trying to look at certain players and certain things, and not necessarily trying to go out there and just score. So I don't put a lot of stock into some of that, but I do know what you see and how guys do perform. And where we are in this particular point in time, we're almost 2 weeks out before we play. I feel good about our first units, really all the way across the board, offense, defense, and kicking game. I think we do have a lot of players that can help in the teams. We have a lot of team speed. I really love how, some young guys, but they can run, and they're in the mix. We had a walkthrough yesterday and went through all 4 phases, 1s and 2s, and, man, they were so in tune. Everybody was intent on what they had to do. A lot of times you don't get that, particularly when you're looking at the 10th practice of camp or whatever on a walkthrough. But the focus was there, and I really liked that. I really appreciated that from our guys, and it just tells you they're in tune of what's happening.
Scott, hey, it's Jody Demling with Cardinal Authority. Gunnar was saying earlier in the week that you've had some guys that have really taken a step forward in the wide receiver room. Do you expect it to be kind of spread out? I mean, it seems like you've got a lot of guys and a lot of guys without a ton of experience. Do you expect it to be kind of spread out a little bit with guys as weapons?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I mean, we got confidence in several of the guys, I mean, it's, kind of the frontline guys that you guys all know that we've talked about. I mean, and then a guy like Carter, who's come on really strong in the last couple of days, and he got some more opportunities today. Huggins is another guy that's going to get a lot of opportunity this year. He's a playmaker. I mean, he's got great speed and got great hands, and so he'll play some ball, and we'll see how we end up mixing him in, but. I mean, there's probably 8 guys out there that we feel comfortable about that can go in a football game and make plays for us. They're coached to go out and make plays. So, and the way we coach them right now, I mean, we're putting them in every situation. And sometimes it looks helter-skelter out there, but these guys are going out and making plays because we know the games are going to be a lot easier for them. Because when we start game planning and we tell them, hey, when you're in this position, here's the route you're running, or here's who you block, it's going to be more specific. They do a lot better with that, and so I'm really encouraged by the guys and of how they're making plays. I feel good about it. To your point, there could be any number of 5 or 6 guys that could get their number called at any point in time, and so they're all going to have to be ready, which I think is a good thing. They have to be ready, but the defense has to be ready too that we're playing.
Hey, Scott, Michael McCammon again. Kind of a follow-up on that. Jalen Carter's name's come up a couple times in the last few days. What is it about him that's, I guess, making it seem like the light bulb's going on for him?
Well, he just got here, this last semester, so it's kind of for him. It's been a learning curve. He's trying to throw him in there and learn a lot of things, but he's got a lot of ability. He's got great size. I mean, he is. You take his shirt off. I mean, he is rocked up. He's a very mature body. He's got really good hands, and he is fast. And I tell you what else he does. He practices fast. We track all our players with the catapult system. I mean, he's one of these guys that is practicing really, really fast, and he's going for a long period of time. He's a guy who I really think will benefit. And once we start narrowing everything down to game plan and figure that out, then he's going to be in the mix. He's not scared to mix it up blocking. And I think he's a guy, he can knock the top off. And then we saw the other day in practice when he made a great catch. I think we put it out on social media. We went over the top of somebody, made that catch. So he's got a lot of ability.
Hey, Scott, you mentioned you got a lot of work for the 2s and the 3s today. What have you seen in the competition at backup quarterback between Evan and Brock? How's that been through the 2 weeks of camp?
Yeah, I think Evans really played well the last week. I thought yesterday was his best day of camp. I think he maybe had 3 incompletions yesterday for the whole day as the ones that we charted, and feel really good about it. He came out today and played really good again. Made some good decisions, did some good things. So we feel good about Evan Conley. I mean, he's played ball. He's won us a few games, 2 years ago. And so there's a lot of confidence in there, Evan. We've always talked about how much he's respected on this football team. So I think, he's established himself, no question about it, as the number 2 guy, and wouldn't hesitate to put him in. I mean, he's a guy that can play for us, and our guys know that he can. They got a lot of confidence in him.
Anything else for Coach? All right.
Guys, good. Thanks, guys.